If you need to do color grading in bulk, lots of clips at once in Davinci Resolve, how do you accomplish that? Welcome back to Creator Reality, my friend. I'm John, and recently a friend of mine reached out and, well, he had just that problem. So in today's video, I've got 2 ways that you can go about grouping and filtering clips so that you can get them color graded in bulk. Let's jump into Davinci Resolve and let me show you the setup. In our first timeline, I've got 3 cameras worth of footage and it's already been cut up, but we need to do some color grading. And if we look here closely and I zoom in with my center mouse wheel, you can see that I have blurred my license plate. We'll press Z to zoom back out. But let's say we wanted like a blue tint to everything shot on this Canon. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to start by using the color button here to go to our color page. And in the color page, our selected clip comes up as selected. It's highlighted here. You can see the red border around its thumbnail right over here. And you can see that in our node tree, we have one node that has a power window and it's been tracked. And then if we go over here, see all these red dots? That's stuff that's been changed. But if I go to the red dot here, you can see I've modified the blur radius, blurring out my license plate. I don't want to mess with that. And right up here, I've got LUTs open. If you don't see it, there's LUTs, and I've downloaded a teal and blue, I don't know, what is it? Teal and orange LUT. You can get a whole bunch of free ones off the internet. Just Google free teal orange LUT, download it, and you're good to go. Actually, I have a video on LUTs right up here. You can go watch that when you're done here. But if I wanted to apply this to this node tree by dragging it on, it'll add it to the blurred out license plate. And what if I want to change that in the future? That's no good. So let's go ahead and take a look at grouping these clips. So you can either hold Shift and select a bunch like I've shown in the past, or hold Control and click on individual ones. But in this case, I want to modify everything from this one camera. What we want to do is come up to this clips menu here, because this one's grayed out. It looks pretty silly to me too, but that's how Blackmagic Design coded it. So we're going to work within the bounds we've been given. But we're going to click on the clips menu here, this drop down arrow, and you've got a lot of options. You can change the color and flagging and marked and all that other stuff. We're going to ignore that, but we're going to come down to the bottom to create smart filter. And you can enter a name if you want, but we're going to drop down the first drop down and choose media pool properties. And by default, file name is selected, contains is selected. And under file name, you've got a whole bunch of metadata you can take a look at. Contains is just different operands. And then in here, we're going to type in R6 in my case. If your camera supports changing the file prefix, I highly suggest you do so. It helps me at least keep track of which camera a clip came off of, because I've got Z30 for this camera, R6 II for the Canon back there, and then GoPro is what GoPro is. But now that we've entered R6, we can click Create, and before I even do it, you can already see that it's only selected these clips. If I cancel this, you'll see we've got the GoPro clips mixed in the middle. So I'll redo that smart filter real quick, and all we have to do is the R6 there with the file name and the media pool properties, click Create, and now we've filtered based on just that one camera. How slick is that? Now, this opens up quite a few options, because what we can do is select all of these, right-click on one of them, and choose Add into a new group. Boop. We'll call it Group 1. That's good. We'll click OK. And now they're all in a group. And you can see that they've got this link icon on them, so they're all in a group. So how do we apply a color grade to just this group and not the individual clips themselves? Well, as you notice here, our node is now blank. But if I click over here, it's not blank. So we've got no color grade on these 3 clips, but these 4 all have something on their node. What we need to do is drop down this clip, and you have group pre-clip, clip, group post-clip, and timeline. We're going to ignore timeline, and anything you want to have happen before the node grade that you added to just that clip, you'd put in the pre-section. Anything you want to have happen afterwards, like a LUT, the final color grade, you'll put in the post clip. So let's go into the group post clip, and then I'm going to drag my teal and orange LUT on here, and you'll see that it's been applied, and it's been applied to all of these. Now, that might not be a great example. So let me do something a little bit different. I'm going to right click on this node, choose Reset Node Grade. It made it a little bit different, but to really make this one sing for you, I'm going to grab the red offset here in my primaries color bars, and I'm going to drag it up until it's really red. And you'll see that it's applied to all 7 of these clips. How cool is that? But if I go into this clip number 3 and I zoom in with my center mouse wheel, you can see that we're still maintaining the blurred out license plate. Z to reset. How neat is that? And we can right click and reset this node grade, reapply our LUT, and now it's got the LUT applied. There we go. So if that's the color grade you wanted, here it is here. So I can click on the node, Control D to disable, and Control D to re-enable so you can see the difference. It gets a little bit cooler, bluer, and it's got a little bit more orange in it. You can see it right there in the Harley Davidson on my shirt. How cool is that? So before we leave the color page, one quick thing to note, and that is you want to click on this clips button and select all clips if you want to see everything in the future. Otherwise, when you come back in, it'll look hidden. You'll wonder where your clips were. Be wary of that. So I'm going to click on all clips because now we can see that all the clips there, and you can see the rainbow outline there. That indicates that a color grade has been applied to the clips that have it. See, we've got something going on here, but it's graded because of the group clip, not the actual clip itself. This one has a grade on it, but you notice this GoPro footage has no grade on it. So now if you want to make any small changes to the pre or post group clip, you can do that. We can click on a clip and right click and remove from group, and then you'll see that it lost its little group icon, but we can right click on it and add it into current group again. And this is the current group. So we're good there. We've got it. If we come up to clips and we choose our group, we'll go to grouped and group 1. There it is. All the clips showed back up. Pretty slick stuff. So now let's go take a look at a different way of grouping these clips so that you can color grade in bulk. Now we're in an example with a multicam. If I click over here and Alt mouse wheel to zoom in, you can see that we've got a multicam ride, helmet, and handlebars. So this multicam clip has 2 angles, helmet and handlebars. Now, if you notice, those clip names all say multicam on them. That's not going to help us with the smart filter that we used earlier. So how do we accomplish a pseudo smart filter? Let me show you. So with this timeline zoomed out, I'm going to select all the non-Canon footage and drag it up 1. So I just lasso selected and dragged it up 1 with my playhead at the start of the first clip. That helps prevent things from moving around if you have this snapping tool turned on or use the N key on your keyboard. Now I can Alt mouse wheel to zoom in, and we want to grab everything from the handlebars and move it up. And that's going to break these out into 2 separate tracks. So now when I Alt mouse wheel to zoom out, you can see we've got all of our helmet footage here and all of our handlebar footage there. So even though all these clips are called multicam ride, we can now group them really easily. But first, let's go into the color page, and you'll see that we've got all the clips from our timeline here. We've got a whole slew of them, right? 30 clips. That's quite a lot. So let's go back to our edit page, and if you see this button here, disable video track, we can disable this track. We'll go back into the color page, and you'll notice that all the Canon footage is gone. Mind you, with this kind of setup, it is fairly easy to see based on the thumbnails over in the edit page which camera things came from, because the R6 footage has it in the file name, but even if I zoom in on our multicam stuff, you can see that this is pretty clearly a helmet view and that's a handlebar view. So that does make it a little bit easier, but you know your recording better than anybody else. So if you recorded your own footage, it should be fairly simple to do this. Once it's broken down, we can disable the next track because all of my handlebar footage was dark. So now that I've disabled tracks 1 and 2, when I go into the color page, we only have the handlebar footage. And now we've got these 5 clips, and this one looks good, that one looks good, but these 3 are a little bit dark. We already know how to group and make changes, but just in case you didn't watch my other video on how to apply color grades to multiple clips, let me show you real quick. So in this case, I want to bring my shadows up. So I've got my primaries color bars open here. You can click around in here, but this is the one we want. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our shadows and bring it up to taste. That looks pretty good right there. And then I'm going to click on the second clip, hold Control, click on the third clip, and then I am going to click with my center mouse wheel on the first clip, and it brightened everything up. In this case, it might have brightened it up a little bit too much. So I'm going to make sure that this clip is the only one selected, and you'll notice that my shadow is at 87. It goes all the way to 100. I want to bring it down to about 54. That's good. And then the next one, that one looks pretty good. We'll bring it down a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah. We've now made individual changes sort of on a group basis, but we did the bulk of the heavy lifting by using this selection and center mouse wheel. So pretty easy stuff. But now we go back to our edit page and we can re-enable these video tracks. See, they're all lit up. When you disable them, it grays out the thumbnails. But with them all enabled, we can go back to the color page and you'll see all of our clips are right there. All 30 of them back again. So we broke them down, we broke them into groups, we did some color grading, we did it in bulk. And hopefully that'll save you some time. What do you think? Will it save you some time? Do you have another question about Davinci Resolve? All good stuff. Drop me a comment below. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate your time today. Until next time, go check out this video over here. It's one of mine. You'll learn something about Resolve there. And I'll see you there. John out.